Good morning and happy Sunday, or I guess it's afternoon. It's morning when I'm filming this. So we are doing Friday's drawing today, since you guys were all kind enough to give me a little break. I had a bunch of stuff going on that day. So going to do it now. This is going to be a drawing that's going to be all in pen. Hopefully it works. I have a couple different ideas. One of them is going to be a little bit trickier. One of them will be a little bit easy, and we'll just go for it. I am just going to do the drawing itself and then end the video. Not going to have you just sit and watch me color it. You guys can then do the drawing and do whatever coloring you like. So I'm going to start with the bottom portion of an oval. The bottom of our hot dog shape. We do this shape a lot. And then coming off the sides, I'm going to come out and make somewhat of a rounded square. We're basically going for like a coffee mug shape here. We can put the handle off to the side. Just do that curve and then another curve inside the shape. And I do want one item this is going to become whipped cream, and I do want one item kind of sticking out of it. So I'm going to do the slightest curve right here inside this shape, and then I'm going to draw myself the top portion of a candy cane. So I'm just going to come up, curve down, bring it back around into the original line, and then maybe I'll make this striped. And now I'm going to finish off kind of my whipped cream. So over off to this side, we would have kind of a pile right here. I'll do a little pile right here, just a little partial curve. Let's have another coming up off of this, because this candy cane is in front. Another one here. And then on the top, I like that little bended point, so I'm just going to curve it around and bring it back. So I end up with what looks like whipped cream. And then these lines, you do kind of see some lines within the whipped cream, so I just kind of do these little kind of curved shapes inside that aren't really connecting to anything, but it really gives that look of like that swirled whipped cream. And then I'm gonna put also some sprinkles on my whipped cream, and this just gives an opportunity to add some other colors to your drawing. Maybe you'll make these, red and green, like Christmas colors. And then on my mug, I'm going to go ahead and just do like a Christmas tree. So start with a little triangle, come in on both sides, bigger on the next one, come out wider, come in on both sides, and then I'll do one more. Connect the line, and then a little trunk on the bottom. And maybe I'll do some of those little crisscross snowflakes. Clearly, this was the easier of the two. I wasn't too worried about this one. Yeah, put one up here. There we go. Now our next one's a little bit trickier because I really want something on top of the cup, and I need to do that first. Otherwise, if I put my cup and then I'm gonna have lines where I don't want them. So I'm going to start with a circle. And then below that circle, I want a half circle, but it's building off of this one. So I'm going to do a curved line coming off, a curved line coming off, and then put a line across. So I have half of a snowman, if you can tell. And then the other half of the snowman, which this might seem a little bit funny, we're gonna see if this works. If not, I'll just end the video and pretend. I'm gonna put another curve and then make the lower half of the body. And I'll go ahead and do like buttons on, maybe this one we're just seeing part of. His little nose, mouth, and I'm gonna do two little closed eyes. Now, here is the trickier part. We're now going to start adding this cup around him. So I'm gonna start just a little bit on the side of the body and do kind of an oval that comes back into the head, pick it up on the other side. I can't see what I'm doing right now, and bring it back on the other side. So see, now he is, if you can't tell, he's going to be floating inside of the cup of coffee. So we can do another little line right about here to show the inside of the cup. I'm gonna put a little edge on my cup, so just a little border all the way around, except he's gonna be hanging over the top of it. And then now that kind of coffee mug shape, that curved square, the handle, maybe I will color so you can kind of see. I feel like sometimes with a drawing like this, it's hard to tell what's what. But basically what I wanted was the look that this little guy is like floating inside of the hot chocolate. Let's give him some arms, just the little line out to the side. 3 little fork fingers. I can give him a little black hat. It's okay if I draw right on top of his head with this because I'm going to color it in black anyway. So I'm adding that little rectangle. I'm kind of covering. Can't even see what I'm doing. And that top hat on top, little narrower box. And then I will put one little line here. This line I'll end up coloring in red. So his top hat, I like to give a ribbon on my top hats instead of making them all black. And then maybe on this cup, it just says, ah. something silly like that. So again, this is like a super, super simple drawing. One thing you could do is you could kind of have, you know, some steam coming off, especially this one. I would maybe do a little steam. So maybe we do this like kind of little curvy line. Like so. And then if you do one the opposite direction, you end up giving yourself kind of a heart. But you don't have to make that like a perfect heart. It kind of looks cute when it's like a little bit bigger on one side, a little bit smaller on the other. Just like so. So now you have this little kind of heart steam. I originally thought I was going to try to do some sort of like Polar Express drawing, and you know, I said, but I couldn't think of what to do. And then someone said, oh, hot chocolate. And then I thought, oh, well, I could try to make it Polar Express like, but I just, for the life of me, could not come up with a way. I also didn't want to do a drawing in pen I didn't want to do, what am I saying? I didn't want to do a train in pen. So yeah, I decided to go with this instead. And it's very simple, but sometimes that, you know, we've done a mix. We've definitely done some of the harder drawings, and then we've done more of the simple drawings. And the simple drawings are kind of nice, especially at this time of year, because you can always use them on cards. So this is like a cute way to make a little gift card. Especially maybe there's this year, the big thing to give out is those hot chocolate bombs. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but they're like these round chocolate bombs. And you put them in a cup and then you pour your hot milk over them and it melts it. So how cute would it be to put one of those in a little bag and then you draw one of these little guys and make yourself some gift tags? And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and color this and not be lazy. So show you what the finished product looks like. And I'm going to do these sprinkles on the cup in red and green, but I'm going to do kind of a bright green. It just happened to work that it's 3 red and 3 green, but it doesn't have to be. You could also add red into your candy cane if you like. And then because I did kind of these snow, I'm going to just do the background of this mug blue. Plus I like how the blue and the green kind of work together. And you could put something completely different on your mug. I mean, that's the thing, is we've drawn enough things for the holidays: stockings, snowmen, Christmas trees, Santas. We sure have done a lot of Santas, or at least maybe just I have, because I've done a lot of private sessions with Santa. But you don't have to put, you know, on this cup. I just thought it made it look cute because he looks like he's kind of chilling in a spa. Treat yourself would be a really cute thing to write on that cup also. In fact, probably had I thought of that, I would have done that instead. Or you could do another little design, another little drawing on it if you liked how the tree looks more than doing writing. I know some people don't like their own handwriting and don't do much lettering. I've been asked to teach teach lettering, but that's a hard one because I'm not really a lettering person. You know, I really never even thought of myself as someone who would teach drawing though. So maybe I should just give it a try and we'll see see what happens, even if it's just like a little 10-minute. That would be a good little Patreon perk. This pencil is on the verge of breaking. I'm trying to get as much out of it as I can before it does. And then that whipped cream, I'm just gonna leave white. You could though do like a sugary looking sprinkle too, and just put little red dots. Typically when I'm doing dots, I just put the pencil down and then twist it, and it just gives you the perfect little speckle. Because if you just touch the paper, it doesn't make much of a mark. There, I like that. Kind of looks like it has a little sugar sprinkle, and it just adds another little element of color. I'll keep my red out and color this in right here. I think I'm going to do this cup red as well. Unstick my paper. So because I gave the cup kind of an edge right here, I'm going to make this edge a different color, but up here you would actually see some of the edge as well. So I'm just going to add the red to the lower half and make like a little edge on the top of my cup in here without doing a line. And I don't have my piece of paper behind this, so I'm picking up a lot of white in this right now. But it gives you an idea, and then you could always go back over it with, or I could, since it's mine that's doing it. I just go over it with a colorless blender usually when this happens. Just to make it look more even. I'm going to go over this lettering with the same color but darker. It might show up, it might not. I can see it, but I don't know that it'll show up on the camera is what I mean. Yeah, I don't think you guys can see that at all. I'm gonna find my blender and blend this. Sometimes when you blend out a color like red, you end up with a slight orange tint to it. It's definitely happening to this red. So I either used a red that has like kind of an orangish hue. It looked really red to me until I started blending it. So if you have that and you end up don't liking how it looks, just find yourself a different shade of red and go back over the top and then blend it again. And you should be able to get rid of that. I would go with like a, I have a really deep red and I would just go with that right over. And then it will hide that orangish look to it. I think it looks even more orange on camera too. I know the other day I was using a red and everybody said, "Are you sure that's not orange?" Sometimes the camera just doesn't capture, or the lighting really is part of it. So I'm gonna make this little top border of my cup green. And I could have done this just continuous, like right here, I have this weird crisscross happening. That is just a pen mistake. If I was redoing the drawing, I would actually just make this a continuous line and then do the border, but it's not super noticeable really. Just something I'm kind of spotting. And then I'm going to make this hot chocolate. Do a little shading here on these lines. Just making it a little darker. I'll also do the same kind of right in here between the belly. Like give a kind of shadow. Like he's shadowing the hot cocoa on this top part of his body. And then the steam, you can do it if you really want to accentuate that it looks kind of like a heart. You can do it in red. I'm just going to do mine in like a gray, like a smoky look. And then last but not least, I just need to do the little nose. I put a little bit of orange and then come in with a darker orange. And I like to do the little lines in the carrot nose. I don't think that's probably showing up for you. But there you have it. That is our hot chocolate drawing. So we have this cute hot chocolate with the whipped cream all piled on and a little candy cane. You could also put a straw inside of this. That would be another option. Or if you don't like whipped cream, do one without, kind of like you did over here, and then put your little marshmallows floating in top. And then we have this one where our snowman is just kind of relaxing inside of the hot chocolate. So thank you so much for joining me today. Definitely share your artwork with me in the group so I can see it. And we will be back in here on Wednesday doing our Charlie Brown Christmas. So thanks so much, guys. Happy drawing.